From Variety, celebrating more than 120 years covering the business of entertainment, this is the Award Circuit Podcast. Hamnet tackles some heavy emotion, but star Jessie Buckley says don't let that dissuade you from seeing the film.
My experience with people who have seen it, who I'm sure had the same fears, or people who've come into that film with recent grief or whatever, there's been catharsis. Agnes's last frame of her smiling is the release. It's the relief. Something gets moved, something gets shifted in this film. I don't think it's like grief porn.
I'm Michael Schneider. On this episode of the Variety Award Circuit Podcast, we talk to Hamnet star Jessie Buckley about why the film is worth a watch and isn't, quote, grief porn. Also on this episode, the Smashing Machine star Emily Blunt. It's all next on this edition of the Variety Award Circuit Podcast. Stay close. In the new Focus Features film Hamnet, Jessie Buckley plays Agnes Shakespeare, the largely unknown wife of William Shakespeare, navigating the devastating loss of their young son. It's a role that required the actress to access profound grief. The towering performance has generated major Oscar buzz since the film's premiere at Telluride, where audiences were visibly shaken and deeply moved by Buckley's portrayal of a mother's anguish. Yet she resists any notion that Hamnet is merely, quote, grief porn. Variety Chief Awards editor Clayton Davis sat down with Buckley to break down her role in Hamnet, the themes it explores, and what she's looking for in film and TV roles. Clayton began by asking Buckley how she's doing.
I'm going home today and I get to snuggle for 12 hours with my daughter on a plane, so that's
You have that look of I'm going home today. Like that good feeling of I'm going to lay in my own bed soon. And
there's nothing like your own bed, make your own toast and a cup of coffee. You can't beat it.
Quick, how's baby? Is baby just you're having the best time?
Is
she
amazing.
sleeping?
She is actually. She's sleeping and she's now just full, her little personality's coming out, and she's full of a little mischief and finds things funny and just is going wah, wah, and it's just endlessly fun.
Yeah, listen, I already commend you for bringing a baby on an airplane, because I refused to fly with my kids until they were 10, because I was absolutely not, just such a.
The thing I can't get over is how much poo.
Oh yeah,
they do.
Just
the nappy
endlessly.
situation is we're just tearing through hundreds of nappies.
You're where's this coming from? After a while,
I know.
Yeah, I think they look at you in the eye when they do it too.
I know.
Yeah, they know what they're doing. A lot smarter than they put off. I'm going to start actually with a very weird question, because it actually was something I was wondering. I was in Toronto. I'd already seen the Hamnet by then, because you're here to talk about Hamnet, and I ran into Josh O'Connor, and he went out of his way to ask me, he was how's Jessie's movie? I was oh, it's remarkable, boy. I went on about it, and he was I've known her since she was since we were 19.
Yeah, and
I need to know how you guys were running in a gang when you were 19, and how you guys met, because I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, he's he is a kind of brother to me in so many ways. I love him. But we met first time he was doing a play in Southwark Playhouse, and one of the casts that he'd worked with was this woman called Rachel Tucker, who I'd done the reality TV show with, and she was raving about this young actor Josh O'Connor, who was just she just was completely enamored and thought he was so brilliant. And then I went to see her in the play, so that was the first time we met, and then we lived really close to each other in Forest Hill, in a really dingy flat at the top floor of some, and I don't know, we have always been in each other's lives.
So crazy.
It's so cool.
It was the most random friends I had heard about since I heard Paul Rudd and Olivia Colman had been friends for 30 years. They've known each other. I was you just never know how people just come and interact with one another. And then Paul slept on our floor when they were doing a play together. I just think it's nuts. It's just crazy. But let's talk about Hamnet, because that's what you're here to talk about. Chloe Zhao. very good director, I think now. I think we've established that at this point.
She's pretty good.
Yeah,
She's pretty good.
She can direct a movie.
I'm feeling promising for her.
Yeah, she's going to go places. What surprised you most about Agnes once you were actually living in her skin in Hamnet? Because obviously this is inspired by true, because we know so little about her historically, Agnes Shakespeare. But what surprised you the most about playing her?
I mean, I think even in Shakespeare, we don't know anything about these people. Like, nobody has a clue. And I think I always approach the characters at first with like as if they're strangers that I want to have the best love affair with, and get to know. The thing that surprised me most about her, I guess, the thing that was revealed in me through her was tenderness. I think I'd been looking for it, and in the beginning of the film, she's somebody who has a lot of external projections on her because she has this. She lives, but with her own convictions of what she feels is who she is. She's not compromising to an appealing idea of herself, and is in her body and is in nature and works with medicine and has a strength about her. And I think the projection of strength on a woman sometimes is seen as something quite hard. But what I discovered with her was a ferocious tenderness which actually cracks the kind of edges of that hard exterior in the people that she loves. Yeah. I think the thing that surprised me most within the relationship was how kind of progressive and confident their relationship was in so many ways. The fact that she was not able, but had the foresight to recognize that he had something much bigger than the place that he was being withheld in his hometown. The landscape inside him was bigger than this small town, and to know that you can hold something and also let go of something in the same breath and let him go, and know that their love can sustain that was, it was something I discovered about her.
Yeah. Oh, because she is, she's. It's easy to label her as a free spirit at the beginning of the movie, and the way she falls into motherhood and being a wife, very supportive of her husband's endeavors, but still has her own agency throughout. Is something we don't get to see a lot in period pieces, especially like from that time period. But she is remarkably strong in a way we've never seen a woman depicted in a time where it deals with such heavy grief, because she's very aware of her feelings and actually conveys them so, I think, accurately and precisely, which can be hard for people to hear sometimes. But was that hard for you to get into that type of mindset? Because you're filming this before little babies here, and then do you understand her differently now, or do you think you have the same understanding of her from before?
I don't really understand what you're asking.
Yes. Your understanding of her, of what she was going through. You played this part before you became a mom, and then do you understand her better now that you are a mother now, or is it the same type of understanding? I
mean, I can't touch wood. I can't imagine what that must feel like. All I could do was, I mean, you can't touch that. People who experience that. I mean, I that is just something total in itself, and all I could do was try and imagine it to my best ability. And I'm not a linear like prepper or a performer. I have to pull lots of things that just as an emotional response, I feel like that will help me in the river of it all. And that could be that could be a colour, that could be a piece of writing, that could be my writing, it could be a piece of music, it could be just voice noting in the woods, feeling completely lost. Reading Nick Cave's Red Hand Files, reading Joan Didion. I'm a bit of a magpie. Yeah. And I with utter respect, I know I can't touch. I'm trying to get as close to the truth of that in an imaginative way. Yeah. What it really is probably something beyond my understanding right now. But I feel like I understand. We've all understand grief, and we've all experienced grief in some way. And Chloe said something as well. I guess with playing Anya, something that I did discover and surprised me was because she's so connected to nature and something bigger than herself and something ancient. The lineage of her has come through her mother and her mother's mother and her as a mother, and will go on to her daughter, and she has both the foresight of the past and the present that she's always living within. And I think what happened when we had to touch the edges of grief and losing a child was, in some way, I was maybe trying to channel or hold the grief of something more than just me, and more than just her, in that moment. And I don't know what that is. I can't say I know any better now that I am a mother. Only that I know that I love more, and my heart is cracked open more. But I think that was also happening in this process in some way. Like, I mean, I got pregnant like a week after I finished filming. So something was being brewed, and I think that also was the tenderness, To live in tenderness is scary, because you do have to have strength and deep vulnerability and empathy, and I don't. Does that answer your question?
No, it does. No, it actually brings me to another question about Chloe in particular. I remember taking a film class in college, and a professor told me this, and it was very matter-of-facty as he said it. But he says there's a reason why they cast adults in their late 20s and early 30s in horror slasher films, is that the general public cannot watch kids die. They're very it's a big no-no in film world, right? And we've seen kids die in movies before, but I would argue in recent memory, never the way we see Jacoby do it, who's a very, very talented young 50-year-old man. I'm convinced he's not a child. There's no way he's a child.
Can you believe what he said in Toronto? He's I just want to live on for Hamnet. Because it's not fair. What?
It just I was you know what? Good for you, man. If you could run for president, that'd be great. Yeah. Please, that'd be awesome. But I've been hearing this hesitancy from people when people ask me about it. I'm it's a great movie, and then it's interesting. People will always say, I don't want to watch kids die. Less so than they say, I want to watch a dog die. If a dog dies in a movie, they won't watch the movie. So kids come second usually, which is weird. But what would be your message for people that feel like this is too much of a downer, quote unquote? Because I don't feel it's it's sad, obviously, and I cried in a way I haven't cried in a long time. But there's such the last 40 minutes especially, I think are probably some of the most beautiful scenes I've seen shot in movies in the last 20 years. I'm not even it's even hyperbole. Watching her watch the play is an experience I think I can never replicate in someone else's movie time. Sorry, any filmmaker in the future, but that was I was watching it. I felt like it was a outer body experience. But what would be your message to those people that feel scared or hesitant to watch it, to interact?
I know. I heard that too. I heard in Telluride, people were like, "Oh, I don't know. I can't go. I won't be able to I won't be able to be in the rest of the festival if I watch that. And I get it. Like, I think cinema as well, in some way, we haven't. Chloe's reminding us of what storytelling can be, and you know, in archetypal ancient times, it was used as a vessel to transcend through feelings that we couldn't hold ourselves or needed. And in some way, I feel like we've been we've lived in escapism, we've distracted ourselves, we want something quick, we want sensational kind of feeding to distract away from the things that we need to be in contact with again. So I get the fear, but my experience with people who have seen it, who I'm sure had the same fears, or people who've come into that film with recent grief or whatever, there's been catharsis. And I think there is, you know, Agnes's last frame of her smiling is the release. It's the relief. Something gets moved, something gets shifted in this film. Yeah. I don't think it's like grief porn.
Yeah, that's actually such a good. I think that's been the interpretation of it, and I think you put it. It's not that at all,
and it contains lots. You know, there's lots. It's not just a story about. It's about deep love. This film, and I guess to love anything, you always run the risk of losing it. Like if you're to really love something, that you will lose it. And don't be scared. It'll be fine. Like, you can do it.
Or do what Clayton Davis does. I made a pact with my wife that I go first. Like, I don't want to experience any of that stuff, so I got to go first. Yeah. And then you guys deal with that stuff later. Because it is such a... It's such an experience. Actually, watching it at Telluride, and I was sitting next to someone. It's not funny, but in retrospect, it is funny. This isn't a spoiler, but there's a part where you grab Noah Jupe's hand, and the lady next to me like let out a noise that like I felt it in that moment because I started crying, but she was like, oh, like it was like there were so many. And listen, Max Richter's on the nature of daylight, it's such a cheat code for a lot of people. Yeah. So I get it, but it was the afterward, people are just like, you know, there is like a sigh. Yeah. It becomes a therapeutic experience.
Well, it's actually quite interesting. I feel conscious of like how to hold space for an audience after a film like that. You know, it's not something that you're being jovial beside. Yeah. I think people need a minute. People need, and as I say, people process grief in lots of different ways. Sure. There's been, you know, people who just can't go there quite yet and need to run away or go to the toilet or whatever. But there's also been like a security guard in a New York film, New York screening, who realized that the audience were crying and went to like the local CVS and got some handkerchiefs and was like handing out hankies.
Heroes.
People are kind of holding each other. Yeah. That was my experience even when I was filming that scene at the end, you know. And when I was filming people have said, oh, was it hard? You know, was it hard to be in that place? Yeah. And the answer is no. You know, this is my role, is to touch the human void as closely as I possibly can. And I get relief and release from experiencing the shadowy parts, you know. It was heaven.
So that I expect no less, because it really is just a remarkable performance. So good for you. I want to ask about a little bit of your career leading up to Hamnet, because you were in this great little movie called The Lost Daughter. You got your first Oscar nomination with another queen, Olivia Colman. Two queens just hanging out together. And it was funny because I didn't see much of you that season because you were in a play that year.
I was in Cabaret.
Yeah, you were in Cabaret that year. So I always want to know, like, especially now looking back, it's been 3 years, getting an Oscar nomination. What did that, do you remember that morning? Do you like, is it ever, as someone who got their start on a singing competition show, which is one of the weirdest things that people don't know about you here in America, in the States. Like, did you ever think that would be in the future for you?
No. No, it's I mean, honestly, I never even thought I'd make a film. Like, growing up, it was something very exotic, you know. It belonged to Hollywood, and we didn't really have a TV till I was like 15. So then we did get a TV, and my dad introduced me to like Vincent Minnelli and Katharine Hepburn. You know, I was like, oh, that is amazing, but that lives like way over there. And when I was doing you know, when the morning I found out for Lost Daughter that I'd been nominated, I was on my way to therapy.
You're like, I got some stuff to unpack now.
And being completely honest, I was so burnt out at that moment.
Really?
I'd like done women talking and gone straight into cabaret, and it was like kind of working for 2 years, and I just was physically and mentally burnt out, and I couldn't quite incubate it, you know. I couldn't I felt I couldn't quite take it in what it was. And I think, I mean, they're very powerful objects.
Yeah.
And they garner lots of kind of power around them. And I was probably a little bit shy of what I was in that at that moment. And maybe just because I was so burnt out, I couldn't contain it, you know. And also because I just was flying in the week. I finished cabaret and was just in this world and kind of like, what? Where am I? So I think I'm conscious of wanting to be present with just wherever we are today, and that'll be enough. Yeah.
Well, listen, I think it can't be. I'm sure you noticed you're sitting with the awards that are for Variety, because when I came out of this movie, but it was a collective punditry community, saw this performance and we were like, okay, Jessie Buckley's time is now, and I'm glad that we're here. That you, like, this is a performance that, like, it's what the Academy, I feel what the Academy was made to recognize, especially when they're small movies like this, because on paper it isn't Avatar, it isn't designed to, you know, make $1 billion at the box office, which it should, by the way. I'd be first $1 billion movie for Chloe Zhao would be amazing.
We wanted to.
Yeah. Shout out Focus Features, they would love that too. But you know, what? Try to, like, I know usually the easy answer is like, you know, I don't think about awards, but like really wrap your mind around, fast forward to March, and this could be an Oscar-winning moment. You hear Jessie Buckley. Tell me about the little girl Jessie Buckley when she was 15 and just got a TV. What would you tell that little 15-year-old about potential moment of you winning an Academy Award?
I honestly don't think I think about that. I'm sorry, Clayton. I love you, but it's too. I've not got there in my head quite yet. Like, I think that little 15-year-old girl would look at what we created in Hamnet and think, yeah, that's what you wanted to do. I didn't know it was even, like, possible for me. I thought, you know, why I started in singing in musicals was actually I felt like music had the capacity to hold feelings more than words, and acting was something that was so far away from me. Acting on film was something so far away from me to touch. I didn't know where my container could be for the feelings that I had inside. And also, it was a time in Ireland that was still very repressed, you know. And I look at who Agnes is as a woman, and I look at who Chloe is as a woman and as a female director, and the language that she has as a female director. Yeah. And I feel so proud to know that there's a woman like Agnes going out into the world under the guidance of Chloe Zhao. And I hope that there's other little 15-year-old girls who will be able to see something reflected in themselves in Agnes, and find the life force of that woman, and that it's not too much, and that's okay, and that is it for me. You know, I want to keep doing work like that. The Oscars are, you know, there's no way to you go to festivals like Telluride, there's no way to contend. Like, there's absolutely no way that Yorgos Lanthimos, Joachim Trier, or Chloe Zhao, they're such singular, full visionaries of the world, you know, from their perspective, and to contend in that it's impossible. So I guess I look to those moments and those nights, if it happens, as like, it's a moment for a community to get together and recognize the bravery to be seen in your own perspective in a singular way. And I will be so proud to be beside whoever if that happens.
That's a great answer. You can thank me at the Critics' Choice Awards. That would be great. And I just have a couple more. Could you mention Yorgos's movie Begonia? Because it's the year of two Jessie Plemons, and it's my I'm Thinking of Ending Things reunion. Because I like to pride myself on being like, I knew the band when the band was cool. So I knew Jessie Buckley and Wild Rose, and I was like, wait, she's gonna be a big deal. And then I saw I'm Thinking of Ending Things, pandemic movie that I think everyone slept on. I love that movie so much. It was my first awards analysis I wrote for Variety when I first started here. It was about how I thought that movie was great, and Charlie Kaufman is a genius.
Yes.
But working with great actors like Jessie, and now you work with Paul Mescal, who is, you know, by all means such a downgrade from Jessie Plemons, because Paul Mescal is such a troublemaker. But what was it like? What's it been like working and collaborating with these men on projects like that, and particularly Paul and his Willie Shakespeare?
His
Willie Shakespeare.
His Willie Shakes.
Yeah.
Don't put that in.
Yeah.
You can.
Yeah.
It's been amazing. I mean, you know, Jessie and me, I feel like we were kids when we made I'm Thinking of Ending Things. I mean, I'm Thinking of Ending Things was a really, really important film for me. I can't remember what I had done before that, but not something as significant in a, you know, with an American director like Charlie, who is, I mean, he's everybody's kind of like Buddha.
Yeah.
Man. He'd hate that, but
North Star.
North Star.
Yeah.
Everybody wants to be Charlie in some way, or have made something as wildly imaginative as Charlie, and it was kind of like the first time where language and thought and artistry and creativity was all colliding. And I think, Jessie, we were kids, you know, I feel like I was a kid back then, but the possibility of creating like that was just, and in that film was so fun, and felt like, oh my God, I can really stretch here, like there's more to me. And it wasn't linear, you know, it wasn't a linear kind of script. It was something really wild. And Jessie's just an incredible, I mean, he is the best actor. He's extra. I always love watching him. Like, if he pops up in Alex Garland's Civil War and has like 5 minutes, he's just like absolutely captivating. What he does in Begonia, I mean, just whatever. Like, I will follow you to the ends of the earth. That is just wild and fascinating, and nobody else could create something like he is singular. Jessie.
When I came out of Begonia, I remember I was talking to Laura Dern about it, And I was like, there are times I'm sitting around, I'm like, I could use a really good Philip Seymour Hoffman movie right about now.
Yeah.
And then I saw Begonia, I was like, oh no, Philip Seymour Hoffman's here. He's Jesse Plemons now.
Yeah.
Like Jesse is just that every actor role at the like he's just doing it all. He's the best. So
Yeah.
good for him. And sorry for Paul.
No,
No, Paul.
Let me talk about Paul for
Yeah,
a
sure.
second.
No, go ahead.
Because Paul, like, I've been so lucky with the men who I've worked opposite, and it's always fascinating. We're all so different. How we
Yeah.
come into what we want to be seen of ourselves, what we don't want to be seen, what our process is, who wears masks, who doesn't. Like, there's always a fascinating new re-entry into meeting your collaborator, and especially if it's a romantic relationship where you need chemistry to be on fire and you need possibility. And I knew Paul a little bit from Lost Daughter. We didn't work together, and I knew his work and deeply respected him. But he is one of the he's so strong to work beside. He's so caring.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you feel like he has got your back. And like, there's absolute trust. There's no game. He respects women so much, and he's really wants to grow and learn. And I felt like working with Paul, like, I'm going to meet you many, many times in my life, and we're going to grow together. As like, I just know that. I know we're going to meet in like 10 years time and have another
collab.
thing. And we joke on set, and like we were both obsessed with Cassavetes, and we'd be like, let's be Jenna Ronald and John Cassavetes. Let's go and do that stuff together. Or like Richard Burton and Liz Taylor. Like somebody who's like a giant.
Oh, now I want your Virginia Woolf now. Like that. Like,
happily.
All right.
I mean,
Hollywood, you're listening. Chloe Zhao's version will be awesome. And listen, that's why I tease Paul so much, because he is very talented and he's very nice. And he's like, I'm just like, give me a chance,
so annoying.
man. Like, just give me a chance.
Yeah.
My last two bits are wanted to get your take. I'm sure you heard about a name called Tilly Norwood, this AI actress that has been created.
I have, yeah.
Instant reaction to the end times that we feel like we're in right now.
Oh,
your initial
God.
thoughts?
Oh, that's it. Like, I just don't think it's going to work. I'm sorry. I took a Waymo when I was in San Francisco at the Mill Valley.
How is it?
I mean, it's bizarre. Like, you feel like you're in the future, and look, they don't have to give you emotional responses that crack your heart open into a million pieces. They just need to get you safe one place. So I'm okay with the Waymo.
Yeah.
But I just think it'll get boring. It'll be fun for a second, and then people will get hungry for humanity. Like, we can't beat it.
That's Jessie Buckley, star of Hamnet, which opens in limited release on November 27, followed by a nationwide release by Focus Features on December 12. After the break, the Smashing Machine star Emily Blunt. From Los Angeles, this is the Variety Awards Circuit Podcast. And we're back. It's the Variety Awards Circuit Podcast. I'm Michael Schneider. Whether she's playing a time-looping soldier in Edge of Tomorrow, a pill-popping commuter in The Girl on the Train, or a grief-stricken wife in A Quiet Place, Emily Blunt approaches every role with empathy and fearlessness. But even by her standards, Benny Safdie's The Smashing Machine pushed her further than ever before. The Smashing Machine stars Dwayne Johnson as real-life MMA legend Mark Kerr. The film chronicles Kerr's rise through the brutal early years of mixed martial arts, his battles with addiction, and the war within himself that nearly cost him everything. Blunt plays Dawn Staples, the ex-wife of Kerr, and a woman Blunt feels was vilified in the 2002 documentary that inspired the film. Variety's Clayton Davis spoke to Oscar nominee Blunt in a wide-ranging conversation about the film, her friendship with Johnson, the long-awaited Devil Wears Prada sequel, and why she's waiting to go to Broadway. Clayton began by asking Blunt what it was like to see Johnson get emotional while premiering the film at the Venice Film Festival.
when we first saw the film together with Benny, we both sobbed. I actually cried the moment it started because I suddenly felt that I was being kidnapped into Benny's idea of how he sees the world. And it's a funny experience when you make a movie. You're on the inside looking out. And when you see it reflected back at you, it's very emotional, especially one that means a lot to us like this. And so I think I have had experience of my enormous friend being very emotional before. So I knew he would cry. And I think also the emotion is partly because he had Mark Kerr right next to him, just shaking throughout the entire film for a myriad of reasons. You know, this is also, I think for Mark, like a reclamation of his life and his imprint, because he has, I think the path to peace for him has been such a brutal one. Yeah. And I think that crowd of people applauded him in his plight towards it, rather than just as a fighter, but as a human being. And so it was enormously emotional. And I think for DJ, you know, this is that moment of acceptance and the embrace of what he did as an actor, and the allowance and the invitation for him to hopefully do more like this, you know.
I said to him when we sat down, I was like, listen, like, kind of walked in with my arms folded, like, okay, let's see what you got.
You did?
Like,
poor guy, you see?
I know, because that's the thing, because, you know, you really, I'm guilty of this, we really do pigeonhole people.
We do.
What they can do. And, like, 20 minutes in, I was like, what the hell am I even, like,
yeah.
Like, it is, I never knew he had it in him. And
I think it's almost more than a performance. It's like a full embodiment. And I don't know if I could even call it a performance, like, because on the day it was just, like, spooky, weird.
Like I know we make it a joke now, like they're unrecognizable in the role, but like I never once was like, oh, The Rock is on screen.
Sure,
like it is insane.
Yeah, it's such an extraordinary performance. But you know, I understand the pigeonholing, and I had done that before I met him. Yeah, you know, I'd imagined that he was going to be more like The Rock. He was going to be, that's the persona. And you've now spoken to him, and then I think the tenderness of what he portrays as Mark is much closer to his soul, and the pain of what Mark has experienced is much closer to DJ's life.
But let's not give him too much credit here, because he has a great co-star.
Enough about him.
Enough about that guy. He spoke very highly of you, and he said you're one of his best friends, which I was like, she's one of my best friends. I don't know how I guess we could share.
I'm fine for you guys to fight about it.
Don't make me fight. Can I just say a side note?
Yeah.
In Toronto, where I saw you in Toronto, we went to that pre-screening party.
Yes.
And this is not good for my ego, being around that many MMA fighters and DJ. I was like,
I know.
I'm in danger. Like,
no, I know.
It's really rough.
I feel like that image of me on the red carpet. I'm just surrounded by beefcakes. Yeah. Just surrounded by them.
Like, I saw John Krasinski standing up on the side. I was like,
I know.
Even he knows. He's like, I'm going to stand over here.
And then every man I introduced to John, he was like, you kept introducing more and more men that could kill me.
It was like, you got nothing to fight over. It's great. But you're great in the movie once again, and this was something that was different from you because it is a character that's a little like you feel for her, but you also see the inklings of an issue that live within her. And I always say it's a biopic, and she's alive, which always makes people extra nervous. Like she's still here. So how did you approach doing this, and why did you want to do it?
I mean, I think I really was interested in the emotional tightrope of what that would be to play somebody as challenging as that, who was within 5 minutes his Achilles heel and his greatest support system. So, you know, that the volatility of the relationship was exciting for me, and not movie-fied, you know, just sort of, it wasn't palatable or tidy in any way. There was just a colossal mess between them. Such is life a lot of the time, and we don't normally see that. Normally the relationships are easier to identify or label, and they seemed like the full weather system together, like as passionate as they were pent up with rage at each other. So it was a wild relationship, and I knew in order to understand the nuance of her and, you know, however reluctant she was at first to speak, Mark persuaded her. I spoke to Mark Kerr. I said, tell her, I will be her advocate. Please let me speak to her. I really need to understand the whole shadow of her life. I'm gonna take care of her. And she did come around, and she was very nervous at first because in many ways the documentary that was made of Smashing Machine, I think they vilified her rather too much, you know, because everyone loves Mark, and they should. He's magical. But she was the one in which he decanted all the stress and fear and addiction and rage into. She held that. And no one else had to do that but her. And he knows that, and she knows that. So when I started to speak to her, it was invaluable because I think, and I'd never had that experience where you can absorb somebody fully. You're normally building somebody from the ground up and trying to figure out all of their idiosyncrasies and what they might have been marinated in growing up, and you're inventing it. And now I just had everything, and she shared everything with me. And it was, I respect her because she knew I would be playing her at one of the most tumultuous times of her life.
And that's hard because especially when you have someone as prolific as Mark Kerr. You know, like I think in this world, women often are given the back seat automatically.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that happens once in a while.
Absolutely. Funny.
You know, it's crazy that happens. But you gave her agency. You gave her a life that I understood. I mean, this is the Mark Kerr biopic, quote unquote, but like it's them. That apartment scene is so tough.
Brutal.
It is like it. First of all, it feels real. Like very real, too real even. And I think you and I both have had our past relationships that were like,
absolutely,
you know, get very passionate. But,
absolutely.
But it is you and DJ sparring off is pretty intense. How many times did that scene? Like I can imagine only doing it once. Like, okay, I think we got it.
I mean, where it culminates in the bathroom was one take.
Oh, okay.
And in the lead up to it, not to ruin it for anyone, but we broke it into like 3 sections. So every time she walks away or he walks away, that was considered one section. Oh, okay. But as you know, with a fight, if someone walks away, that person's tailing after them quick. So we broke it up like that. Again, not many takes. I think we hit the ground running. We'd been talking about this 8, 9, 10-minute fight for weeks. So we knew we had a handle on it. And Benny tends never to straitjacket you. So if it pops off, if you improv, if you're yelling over each other, all of it's game. It's high noon in the kitchen. It's whatever goes.
And to add, DJ had said on the podcast that there were hidden cameras to build the house.
Yeah.
So you had free agency to, like, if you wanted to turn and scream at him, you could and not have to worry about.
Yes, I mean, there was nothing technical around us, and I think Benny did that intentionally. I think so that when the cameras are filming you, you see a bit of the wall prowling in and out. You kind of feel you shouldn't be watching them in the kitchen. It's so intimate that you're like, I kind of shouldn't be here. I'm not supposed to be seeing this. And so it was very freeing, but working that way can also be unnerving because you're in it. You're elsewhere in a state that's intense.
Ooh. Okay, but that's why you're a good actor. I mean, it really is like some of the best work that you've done.
Thank you.
It's uncomfortable, and obviously it should be. I should lie to everyone. No, it's a feel-good rom-com. You just do it. It's so great.
Take your mom.
Yeah, take your mom. It's going to be great. No awkward conversations at all after that.
Yeah.
Was there a moment or scene that pushed you outside your comfort zone? I guess we kind of might talking about it, but is there another one that ended up being one of your favorites in the movie? I
mean, I'll say like more on a sort of humorous level. Yes. Riding the Gravitron pushed me outside of my comfort zone. It was so scary.
I'm so mad it's not called Gravitron in the movie because I don't know if it's like
I don't know if it's a copyright
thing.
Maybe
like, that's Gravitron.
Yeah,
and
horrifying.
So you actually wrote it.
Oh yeah.
Do you have them in the UK?
I'd never ridden a Gravitron before. I try to avoid riding fairground rides. I would rather drink bleach than ride fairground rides, to be very honest with you.
You're
And
like,
so,
this ain't safe. You put this together in 10 minutes.
Benny kind of has this way of seducing you because he's so joyful and kind of guileless, and he's like, "And you're gonna ride it." And I go, "Am I?"
I didn't even do upside down growing up.
No.
That's a stunt.
All I remember from trying to go upside down was, I was wearing this incredible Dawn Staples wig that Mia Neal had created for me. And all they warned me of on the Gravitron is like, if you stay glued against the wall, you won't feel the vertigo. You won't feel the G-force. Yeah. I was like, okay. And you don't. It is moving so fast, you're almost still.
Yep.
And then Benny, I hear him on the thing, and now go upside down. But the problem is that I have this wig on and I'm glued against the wall with like a pressure like I've never felt, trying to go upside down.
And if you turn your head, then
I'm gonna rip this wig off my head. And so I actually did have to lift my head momentarily to turn. And so it's probably why I puked later when I got home.
So just for the Academy to know, they're doing best stunts in a few years. So if it was this year, there was a good candidate right there. That's stunt work. Good for you. It was
wild. We did shoot that last at night. So and then I realized why.
Rap one.
Oh, I knew. I knew what Benny was planning.
Because he was going to be like, because you would have been like, no, I'm not doing this movie anymore. So
yeah.
I have to get through some good casual questions that are outside the film because people want to know, you're doing this nice little independent film called Devil Wears Prada 2.
Yes.
Right? And I have never...
And no one's that interested in it.
There's no buzz whatsoever. I don't know why you guys have been doing it. I don't think I've ever seen a movie that's currently being shot be covered so much in media. Like,
why do you think it is? Because we are just flabbergasted.
Did it catch you?
Oh my God. It has been overwhelming.
You're like, guys, like, stop.
Well, I think we want to try to keep the mystique of it. So we try not to wear the costumes out on the street. We're changing in kind of bathrooms. Yeah. Like we're trying to keep it under wraps. And I think maybe some people love seeing it and some people are like, don't spoil it. Like, I'm not sure how people really feel. But, I mean, the response and it's people are there, like thousands of people.
Like, all the time.
All the time. It's been wild.
How does it feel to be Emily again? Because you haven't been Emily in so long.
Yeah, I mean, she's insane. So it's great to play insane.
Did it feel like just putting on an old pair of jeans?
It kind of did.
Yeah, you were like
a comfortable pair of old slippers, playing this lunatic again.
I know this. Is there anything you can tease about like what to expect? Like what is going? Like how are you connected to this or anything?
Can't.
Nothing.
Disney will come swinging for me if I tell you.
That's fair enough.
A snippet.
Are you still? You're still shooting now?
We are. Yeah.
Oh my God! How much longer? Like I feel like maybe because it feels like it's been going forever.
I mean, I've had a nice big break, just to put Smashing Machine out, but I go back and shoot a bit more, so it's been full on for.
Annie's behaving herself.
Oh yeah, she's the cutest.
Well done. I can't wait for that Meryl Streep to finally get her due in this biz.
Yeah.
You've conquered film and television, and I've been dying to ask you this because I don't know why it hasn't happened yet. Why hasn't Broadway happened for you yet? Why haven't you stepped on that stage?
So, I'm becoming increasingly seduced by the idea of doing it. Partly because I just saw John do the most extraordinary one-man show off Broadway, which was just lights out, the most creative experience of his life. And I saw this wholeness come over him and a sort of what an endeavor it is. However, I mean, I started out in the theater when I was 18. I did 3 plays. I have this thing about missing bedtime while my kids are still young. And I would miss it every night. They're 11 and 9.
What's like as long as they're under 18, like that, or just like until like high school?
I think until they're really disinterested in me.
until
they don't want the chats at night where they share their souls with you and they tell you what's going on, and so I can't miss it.
A limited run, even like even like okay.
No, I can't. That's truly the reason. I have like anxiety at the thought of it, and
that's good mama energy.
Well,
that's good.
trying to balance it, I guess,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, that's fair. Okay, so then with that, so there is a yearn to do it.
Well, absolutely.
What would you like to do? 11 years ago, you told me a great reprisal would be you stepping into Sally Bowles, which we always talk about. But is there something that isn't on Broadway that you would love to do?
I mean, Sally Bowles is still, that's a pretty, that would be fun.
You can still do it.
I could.
But I want you to get a Tony.
You want me to get a Tony?
Yeah, so it has to be something that's like new to
oh, God. I don't know. Maybe it's something new. Maybe it's a new play.
I am still an advocate for them bringing back Damn Yankees, and I think you would make a great Lola.
Okay.
I think that's just my pitch, but you can do whatever you want. Is there a play that you would like to do?
Not anything that stands out, to be honest with you. I think I would be interested in some of the new writing. I mean, I thought Penelope Skinner, who wrote John's play, it was just such exquisite writing, and maybe one of those new female playwrights. I would love that.
I like it. All right. You heard that. So
get writing, Skinner.
Get ready. You have about 6 more years. I'm trying to think when my daughter stopped liking us.
You? Stop.
Well, no. So what happened was she was daddy's girl for a good amount. She's 14 now. She started high school.
So she's there. She's at the.
She did not like us for a little bit, but she's making her way back. But it's interesting. She was daddy's girl for a good majority of the life.
Yeah.
Then she was like, I hate both of you. And now she's
That's
coming back,
fun.
but she really loves her mother now.
She does.
And then my son is like leaving his mom and loving me. So
how old's your son?
He's 10.
Cutie.
So we're swapping kids now. Like
he's mine now.
He's mine now. She's yours. And then I guess we meet up in the middle.
Maybe I've got 5 more years of them really caring about spending time with me, and then we'll see.
You've worked with some directors. I don't know if you remember their names. John Krasinski, Denis Villeneuve, Christopher Nolan. Who's still on your dream collaboration?
Well, I just worked with Steven Spielberg as well, which was just that sweet little up-and-comer.
How was that?
I call him Double S, which he has never been called in his life.
That seems weird.
He's the best. He's just one of the most exquisite humans I've got to spend time with and do something. Such an extraordinary film. He and David Koepp wrote me such an extraordinary part, and I feel like to have grown up watching those films, and they've had the fingerprints of what he's done as a filmmaker is just vast.
What's your favorite
compare.
Spielberg movie?
Oh, God. Like, everyone knows it's Jaws, which I have banged on about Jaws till I'm blue in the face.
Did you go to the Academy Museum yet to go check out the exhibit?
No, I haven't, but I did the documentary. I love it, but Indiana Jones was life-changing, Schindler's List. I mean, there's just... I don't know how to even... He's sort of this wordless talent that to sum him up with words, and the impact of what he's done would be to take him down a notch,
It's always good that we can't all agree on what someone's best film is. That means that they're really, really good.
There's a plethora.
Yeah, I love E.T. I think that's my personal jam. I think his best modern-day jam is Munich.
It's extraordinary. I just watched it recently.
People sleep on Munich. It's like
why were they sleeping on Munich?
I don't know. I think it's just like it was very dark Spielberg.
Yeah, for sure.
And it
was so
eerie.
eerie.
And it's the Brokeback Mountain year too, so that kind of sucked up a lot of the energy in the room.
Yeah.
And crashed, then beat Brokeback. So, but Munich is
it's really beautiful.
Really good Eric Bana in that movie.
Yes, very good.
Let's see. After Oppenheimer, what scripts come to you? What are you looking for? What do you want to do?
I never tried to make too much of a plan. I think the leap into the unknown every time, including what I feel appeals next, has always been quite exciting. I don't tend to strategize too much, and I think I just wait for that moment where you read something, it's a world, it has a spirited voice. It doesn't really matter what genre it's in for me. Although if I've just done something, like a Fall Guy, then I'm likely to not want to do something like that straight after. So I'll try to mix it up for my own enjoyment. But I don't know. I try not to make too many declarations of what I want to do next.
It's fun. Okay. That's fair enough. Industry question for you. Do you watch Secret Lives of Mormon Wives? Do you know who Whitney
No.
Leavitt is?
No, who was that?
Whitney Leavitt is a cast member that's currently on Dancing with the Stars. This
Okay.
is her, and there is a online like obsession that they say she looks like you.
Oh my gosh.
So they.
I mean, I wish I looked like her. She's
You're- I
so
mean,
gorgeous.
You're both gorgeous, but
Well-
like so you're not a reality TV.
I don't watch reality TV other than like cooking shows.
Okay.
I just started watching Next Gen Chef
Okay.
on Netflix.
So you're like bakers.
Love
like
Great
all-
British Bake Off,
Yeah,
anything
that's
like that. I love a sports documentary. I have no interest in watching sports, but there's something about the plight of the athlete. I'm sure it's why Smashing Machine appealed to me so much. Of the need and the pressure and the struggle to perform, and there's something about. I just watched the Dallas Cowboys football. I mean, I know nothing about football, but I was just, oh my god, locked into
Also,
that.
football, soccer for you.
Yes,
I
exactly.
played soccer in high school.
Did you?
I'm a big soccer fan. I think I have this very big theory that soccer would be bigger in America if they got rid of ties. It is the most unsatisfying thing to watch 90 minutes and results in 0-0.
It's so annoying. I know.
It's the worst thing about
No,
the
it's
game.
so annoying.
I'm like, guys, we
I
don't-
completely
like,
understand.
We can go penalty shootouts every time. It makes
Just
a
do
great
a
game.
penalty shootout every time.
People love that.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I got to get your take on something that broke over the weekend.
What is
There's been chatter about Tilly Norwood. Do you know who this
Who's
is?
that?
An AI generated actress who already has talent agents that she's about to sign.
Stop it.
Do you AI performers
Stop
are
it.
here? Do you see it as a threat? And what is, or are they going to occupy space for human actors? Does that disappoint you?
Does it disappoint me? I don't know how to quite answer it other than to say how terrifying.
This is her, by the way, just in case you haven't seen her.
No. Are you serious?
Yes.
That's an AI.
Yes, that is a...
Good Lord. We're screwed. That is really, really scary.
And it's about to be signed to a
That
talent
is
agency.
really, really scary. Come on, agencies. Don't do that.
Initial thoughts, what are you like, please stop.
Please stop. Please stop. Please stop taking away our human connection.
Nice. Especially since you're using a lot of our best actresses to create this entity. I don't like saying her because
It's not.
But they've been saying they want her to be the next Scarlett Johansson. And
Good
I'm
Lord.
like, ScarJo.
But Scarlett Johansson did that.
Yeah, and we have ScarJos that are alive and well and real that we can do. Nice.
How terrifying.
And then one thing, because we're in the U.S. I don't know if you saw this day because you came in and you might be tired and slept. Trump announced film tariffs.
Okay.
Things that are made outside the U.S. will have a 100% tariff, and we don't understand what that means because.
So Australia, all of those locations.
Yeah, there will be like 100. Yeah, I mean, do you have any thoughts on what that would look like, given your own history in both British and American cinema?
Again,
Cinema
sort of a
belongs to us
wordless
all.
thing. I'm not sure how to answer it. We need to make movies, and sometimes locations are vital.
That's Emily Blunt, star of A24's The Smashing Machine, which is now in theaters. And that's it for this edition of Variety's Award Circuit Podcast. Michael Schneider is the producer. Be sure to subscribe to the Award Circuit Podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you download podcasts. Also, head on over to Variety.com and click on the Award Circuit tab to find the latest awards predictions and key races, as well as your daily fix of news, analysis, and reviews. For Jazz Tanke, Janelle Riley, and Clayton Davis, I'm Michael Schneider, and we'll see you on the circuit.